Hello, students. Today we are going to listen to a very exciting story. This is the story of a little seabird who is not able to fly. He is afraid of flying as he had no confidence. His parents, his brothers, and sister try hard to train him in the art of flying. This is the story of the first flight of that little bird. Are you ready to listen? So, please listen. Let me begin the story. You know, the title of the story is His First Flight. Okay, let's begin. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the edge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of the sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he had slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. Now, dear students, did you listen to the first paragraph well? Okay. Now let's understand this first paragraph. So in this first paragraph, we know that the main character in this story is the young seagull. There are other characters also. They were the young seagull's parents, two brothers, and sister. From this paragraph, we came to know that the young seagull's two brothers and sister had flown away the day before, and the young seagull was now alone on his ledge. He did not fly with them because he had been afraid to fly. He had no confidence to fly. That's why he had remained alone on that ledge. So the ledge is a small piece of mountain, small piece of rock on the side of a mountain. And from this paragraph you can tell me what was beneath that mountain, what was under that mountain. Yes, beneath that mountain there was the great expanse of the sea. There was the great expanse of the sea. Okay. And his parents wanted the young seagull to teach flying. For that they were making efforts. What were they doing then? So his parents, his father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly. They were upbraiding him. Upbraiding here means scolding. His parents were scolding him. And they were threatening him also. If he did not fly, they will not give him to eat. They will not give him any food to eat. So in this way they were threatening him also. But for the fear of his own life, he did not fly. He could not fly. Okay. Now, read the questions and try to find out the answers from the same paragraph. Okay, let me read the questions for you. Number 1, who was alone? Number 2, who had already flown away? 3, why didn't the young seagull fly with his brothers and sister? Number 4, what was there beneath the mountain cliff? Number 5, what did the young seagull feel? Number 6, how did the seagull's parents try to make him fly? Okay, these are the questions for you, and you have to find out the answers to them from the same paragraph. Okay. Now, listen to the second paragraph well. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau, midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him for his cowardice. Now tell me, did you listen to the second paragraph well? Okay. Now, from this paragraph, we came to know that for 24 hours, they neglected the young seagull. Nobody paid any attention to him. Okay. Did you get it? And the young seagull had seen his parents the day before. What were his parents doing? He had seen that his parents were flying about with his brothers and sisters. They were perfecting them in the art of flight. They were teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. Here, what do you mean by skim? Yes, skim means move lightly just above the surface. How to move lightly just above the waves. So they were teaching them how to skim and how to dive to catch the fish. He had also seen his older brother. What was his older brother doing? He had seen that his older brother was catching his first herring and devoured it. Herring here means the soft-finned sea fish. His older brother had caught his first herring and devoured it and eaten it hungrily. Devour means eat. Okay. And his parents were praising his older brothers. They were flying in a circle around his older brothers and they were raising the proud cackle. That means they were praising with a shrill cry. They were praising whom? They were praising his older brother. But at the same time, they were taunting the young seagull. Why were they taunting the young seagull? They were taunting the young seagull because he had no courage to fly, because he had no confidence to fly. Okay. So this was the meaning of the second paragraph. Did you get it? Now, let me read the questions for you from this paragraph. The first question for you is, what were the young seagull's parents doing? Number 2, what had the young seagull's older brother done? And number 3, why was the whole family taunting the young seagull for? Why was the young family taunting the young seagull? Okay. So, you have to find out the answers to these questions from the same paragraph. Okay. Now, let's listen to the next paragraph. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other. He pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to eat it. Now, dear students, let's understand the meaning of this paragraph. The first sentence is, the sun was now ascending the sky. What do you mean by the word ascending? Yes. Ascending means going up. The sun was now going up in the sky. And the young seagull was feeling very hot. What was the reason? Why was he feeling hot? The young seagull was feeling hot because he had not eaten anything since the previous night. And the other reason also was there. The sun was going higher in the sky. Okay. Now again from this paragraph we come to know that he pretended to be falling asleep. Pretend means to show the false appearance of. So the young seagull showed the false appearance of sleeping. But still, did they pay any attention to him? No. Nobody paid any attention to him. Now, we again came to know that his two brothers and sisters were lying on the plateau. Plateau here means the plain ground on the top of the mountain. That is called plateau. So on the plateau, what were his two brothers and sister doing? He saw that his two brothers and sister were dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. Dozing means having a light sleep. His brothers and sister were having a light sleep on the plateau. Okay. Now, what was his father doing? his father was preening the feathers on his white back. What do you mean by the word preening? Preening here means making an effort to clean the feathers with the beak. That means the father was cleaning his feathers with his beak. What was the father doing? The father was cleaning the feathers on his back with his beak. Okay. And what was his mother doing? The young seagull's mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump. Who was standing on the little high hump? On a little high mass of land? The mother was standing on a little high hump. And what did the mother do again? The mother tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. What do you mean by the scrap here? Scrap means rubbed. She was rubbing her beak on the rock. Why was she rubbing the beak? She was rubbing the beak to sharpen it, because she had to tear the fish. She had to make the pieces of the fish with her beak. That's why she was sharpening her beak. Okay. And the little seagull was very angry. He needed food very much. He needed the food badly. Okay. So, from this paragraph now, you complete the given sentences. Okay. Now, let's listen to the next paragraph. Ga, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Ga, call, she screamed back derisively. But he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell onwards, outwards, and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Ga, 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 go, call, His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. I hope You listen to the paragraph well. Now, the young seagull had not eaten anything since the previous night. So, he was begging, means he was requesting her to bring some food. He was requesting his mother to bring him some food. Okay. And when he saw his mother was flying across to him with a piece of the fish in her beak, he was very glad. And so, as he saw his mother coming towards him, he went forward to take the fish from her beak. But look, what happened? She didn't come near him. She stopped there in front of him, motionless. But till now, the young seagull was mad with hunger. So, without thinking any more, he dived at the fish. But in vain. Did he get the fish? No, he couldn't get the fish. He couldn't reach his mother's beak. And as a result, what happened? He fell downwards into the space. So, this is how the description goes. So, this paragraph again describes how the young seagull learned flying. It also describes how was his first experience of flying. Okay. Now, from the same paragraph, say whether the following sentences are true or false. The first one, number 1. The two brothers were requesting the mother to give some food. Number 2. The young seagull's mother gave him the piece of the fish. 3. The mother was successful in making the seagull fly. 4. Curveting, banking, soaring, and diving are the different kinds of flying. Okay. Now, you have to say whether the above sentences are true or false. Okay. Now, let's look into the next paragraph. Pay attention to that. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise, exhausted by the strange exercise. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. He had made his first flight. Now, dear students, tell me, did you listen to the paragraphs well? Okay. Now, from this paragraph, we can say that the young seagull was now enjoying his first flight, and He had now completely forgotten his fear of flying. How can we say that he was enjoying his first flight? Which sentences from the paragraph tell us that he was enjoying the first flight? Can you tell me the sentences? Okay. The sentence number 1. He commanded himself to dive and soar and curve and shrieking shrilly. And the other sentence, he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. So these are the two sentences that tell us that he was enjoying his first flight. Okay. Do you know the meaning of the word amusedly? Amusedly means pleasurably, means with a pleasure. He was cawing, he was making a harsh noise, he was making a harsh sound with pleasure. That means he was enjoying his first flight. Okay. Now again, this paragraph describes his first experience of landing on the sea. The first experience of the young seagull on landing on the sea. His parents, his brothers, and his sisters had already landed on the green sea, but this is the first time for the young seagull to land on the green sea. So he was not prepared for that, and again he was already exhausted by the strange exercise of flying. Okay. Now, at last, when his belly touched the sea water, he sank no farther, and he started to float on the sea water. And now the whole family of the young seagull was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him the scraps of dogfish. That means now everyone was happy with the young seagull. Everyone was happy with the young seagull's first flight. Okay. Now, for you, I'm giving some sentences to complete. Now, with the help of this paragraph, complete the sentences given here. Okay. This lesson is written by the writer Liam O'Flaherty, who is a famous Irish novelist. Okay. So this is where we have completed the lesson. Now, I am giving you the English workshop activities for your homework. So you have to complete all these activities in the English workshop in your notebooks. Okay. Okay, bye. So listen here. With this video, I am sending a link of my blog on grammar and a Google form. Okay. Please read the blog. That will be very useful to you, and fill in the Google form as a test. Okay.